Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cristina Muntian TV for a new short video. Are you also feeling overwhelmed from time to time? Now, of course, that we are all feeling a bit or more overwhelmed. We are 1 year in the pandemic. No one had expected a year ago that our circumstances would prolong this way, and the end is not yet clearly in sight. Some say end of the second quarter, some say in summer, but we still don't have the full light at the end of the tunnel in sight. Now, why do we also feel very overwhelmed? When I talk to people, they point at several issues. First of all, the number of virtual meetings. We still have managers who, in order to keep an eye on the people, they simply fill their agenda with meetings. When they don't do this, they don't create clarity around the number of meetings that is sustainable for a team. So overwhelming your people through meetings or not creating the rules to assess what is helpful and sustainable is pretty much the same as managerial mistake. But we also have one category of people, which I start to observe more and more over the last 6 months, who simply, for some reason, haven't grasped the reality of the new working world. So these are the people who either don't have a good understanding of the way how specific communication channels should be used, and then they, abuse them, or they use communication channels in a way that was acceptable pre-pandemic, but is not these days. Let me give you a few examples. So I just noticed some development programs offered for a whole weekend, for example, for 3 days, and they were offered online in a digital format, 9 to 5. This is completely unsustainable. This is not the way we interact and learn when we connect online. What this program is telling me is that either the trainer was simply too, not so willing to transform and to really put the material into an online format, or simply that the trainer put his or her interest first, and is not necessarily interested in in people's focus. Since the beginning of the pandemic, I have run more than 300 workshops, online workshops. I know what kind of attention sustainability people feature. So my observation from practice is that after 3 to 4 hours, even with quality breaks, people become very tired and they tend to shift their focus to something else. So this kind of things, workshops simply taken from the real world, as it were, if we went in person and simply try to do them online, just doesn't work. Another example, a conference organized again for the weekend, a whole weekend, starting on Saturday at 6:30 and finishing both Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 in the evening. Yes, sure, there are 3 breaks during the day, not more than an hour, but this is overwhelming. So even though, yes, sure, people can choose and then they can look at the content afterwards, but we create a sense of lack, a sense of fear, a sense of anxiety in people. And we need to stop and ask ourselves the question, is this what we want to create in people? This fear of missing out. Do we really want to contribute to the level of anxiety that is so present in our society? So, we need to be honest with ourselves. Another example is trying to create engagement and community in between some virtual modules via email. Emails are not the proper communication channel to create engagement and community, simply because also in my case, I receive an average of 150 emails a day. So emails are a channel of communication either for speedy confirmation, eventually in a group of larger people, or they're helpful for communication that can wait. For example, 48 to 72 hours. but they are not suitable for creating engagement, because what happens is that you will end up with a stream of emails in your email box, and it will create again more frustration than engagement. So all these things can be very counterproductive, and we do this because we either don't understand the specific usage of a communication channel, or because we think pre-pandemic. So in order for us to be really successful and avoid people feeling overwhelmed, we really need to adapt our mindset to really understand the way people consume content in the new world of work today, not 6 months ago. Like, people's habits have changed so fast during the pandemic, and we really need to keep the finger on the pulse of the needs of our people today, because otherwise we may be failing and creating this sense of overwhelm that people already have, and we don't want to contribute to that. So happy to have had you here today, and see you soon.